So often we set these like big lofty goals and then that's it. We're done. That's the end. No more conversation. But the reality is we can always switch things up. We can have a certain set of goals or a single goal for one quarter and then do a different goal or set of goals the next quarter. It is absolutely fine to change things up throughout the year, especially, by the way, if it's not working for you. Hey, my name is Sylvia B, and I am obsessed with business, marketing, and as an Enneagram Type 4, what makes you stand out from the crowd. I'm a business and mindset coach, wedding photographer, ex-engineer, and mom to 2 little boys. I teach photographers and creatives how to find success in their passion without sacrificing your values or identity, and bring in experts from all walks of life who will transform the way you see your business and help you build a life that truly fills your soul. Get ready, because we are going deep into topics from marketing to motherhood to mental health and everything in between. Welcome to Wide Open. 2025 is here, and it's time to take your creative business to the next level. But how? Today, I'm going to share 10 actionable steps that are going to help you to grow your business without burning out or losing your creative spark. The new year often comes with a lot of pressure to perform, a lot of pressure to make things happen. And a lot of times we think that it comes in these big sweeping steps, and sometimes it does. But a lot of the time, the best way to grow your business is with small, little changes along the way. In case you don't already know me, my name is Sylvia. I'm a business and mindset coach and a Wisconsin brand photographer. And my goal for this episode is to empower you with some tools and strategies so that you can thrive, so you can achieve your dreams and your goals this year. If you have your sights set on something big, I want this episode to be a blueprint for your 2025. I want it to be a blueprint for your year. I also have a really exciting new free for now offering that I will share in this episode. I am so excited. I'm only going to be offering this for free for 3 months. So stay tuned. We are going to get into it. Let's start with the 10 things that you can do in 2025 to grow your creative business. Number 1 is to set clear goals that are aligned with your life, with your values, with the things that you truly want. Not the things that you think you want because somebody told you that you should want them, not the things you feel pressured to do, but things that are truly influenced by who you are and what you want. We're not trying to hit an arbitrary revenue milestone. Like, you don't have to be a 6-figure photographer to be successful if that's not actually what you need. But maybe 6 figures isn't enough for you. Maybe you need $250,000. Whatever that actual enough point is, let's talk about it. If your goals aren't coming from inside you, if your goals are influenced by something external, you're not going to follow through. And the reason is because every single goal, everything you want, there's something that has to be given up, whether that's time, whether that's money, whether that's energy. You have to give something up. There's some amount of suffering that comes with any goal that you want to achieve. So unless that goal comes from inside of you, you're not going to achieve it because you have to give something up. You have to suffer a little bit, or you're not going to achieve the goal. One great way to figure out what your actual goals are, what your actual values and desires are, is to do the Wheel of Life exercise. And you can get your very own Wheel of Life at businesscoachsylvia.com/Wheel of Life. I have a free download for you, but there's also a podcast episode that goes along with it. And I will link that in the show notes so that you have access to that. It's a great episode. It's a really great way to start kind of assessing your life and setting goals in the right places, setting goals that are the right size. For example, if you're really struggling in your personal life, if you're really struggling in your family life, you want to spend more time with your kids, you want to spend more time with your spouse, but you haven't made the time, maybe this is not the year to hit $250,000. Maybe this is not the year to do something crazy in your business if your family life is what actually needs attention. Now, if your family life is doing amazing, if your health is amazing, but you're not hitting the financial goals, maybe this is the year to really go all in. So that Wheel of Life exercise really helps you kind of assess and figure out really what it is that you need to be focusing on so that that why behind what your goals are is even stronger. Number 2 is we're going to set healthy boundaries. Please, please, please set healthy boundaries for yourself. It's going to make all the difference in the world. If you do not have boundaries, then everything's just going to pour in to your life all at once, and it's going to get really overwhelming. You're going to get burned out. You're going to lose all of your motivation. You're going to lose your creativity because you are so overwhelmed. Setting boundaries around your work time, setting boundaries around your family time, setting boundaries around how you communicate, how and when you communicate with your family and friends so that you can hit those goals, whatever they are. That is what is going to protect your time, protect your creativity, protect your motivation so that you can achieve the goals that you have, so that you can make 2025 count, so that you can make everything that you're dreaming of happening happen. Another great boundary to set is figure out when your energy is the best. For example, I kind of hate this about myself, but I am a morning person. So my best work hours are actually between the hours of 5 a.m. and 10 a.m., which is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to say, but it is what it is. We roll with it. I usually don't get up at 5 in the morning to work, but I do get up early to work out because I know that that is when I'm going to have the energy and the motivation to do a workout. That is something that's important to me. That is something that I am trying to get better at, is taking care of my own health. So I know that putting that goal in a space where I have good energy is the only way that that's actually going to happen for me. So set boundaries around how you use your time when it's that most energized time. For a lot of people, it's the morning, not necessarily as early as me, but for a lot of people, it is the morning. For some people, it's the afternoon. For some people, it's even late at night. I know a lot of people that like after 11 p.m., they're so productive. They're so just energized and focused and creative. If that's your time, amazing. Make it happen. Now, if you are watching this on YouTube, I would love to know, will you leave a comment with a boundary that you have set that has really made a difference in your business, either in your energy, in your relationships? What's a boundary that you've set that has really helped you? Let us know. Number 3 is one that I'm really excited to share because it links back to that free offering that I mentioned at the beginning. Invest in branding. So strong branding, intentional branding, branding that has meaning behind it, that has values behind it. A strong brand builds trust, it communicates value, and it sets your business apart from the other businesses that are doing exactly what you do and might even deliver a very similar result. It sets you apart by communicating values, by showing what's important to you and how you can connect with your client or your customer. I actually have a free branding class that is now available. You can go to businesscoachsylvia.com/branding class. If you've kind of thrown your brand together with, some colors you liked or thought were nice, some, fonts that happen to be free in whatever program you were using. If you don't feel like you have a strong brand that is really intentional, this is the new free offering that I have, and it is called the Intentional Brand Blueprint. It is a free branding class so that you can create an intentional brand that builds trust, that communicates value, that sparks your own creativity so that your brand can be something that really adds to your business and to the experience that your clients are receiving. I have put so much into this class. This is stuff that I am paid to teach. So it will only be free for 3 months. Make sure you go and take that class. It could be the thing that sets you up for success this year. And I just cannot wait for you to dive in. Once you have a strong brand, a great investment to make is to update your website with that new strong brand. You can do it yourself, or you can work with a business coach. You can work with a website designer. You can even just use a DIY template. I'll share some resources in the show notes. I have some favorite template resources for you. If you do need some help applying this new strong brand, let me know. Send me a DM. Let's talk about it. Once that's put together on your website, make sure that brand goes across all of your socials, all of your pricing guides, all of your physical products, all of your emails, anywhere that you are showing up, that you are customer facing. make sure that brand is there. And even the stuff that's kind of behind the scenes, I like to try to keep my branding cohesive and consistent across everything, including things that my customers never see. Because since I have that brand grounded in this really intentional, like, you'll see in the class, but this really, it's very, very intentional and it really inspires me. So knowing that, I try to put it everywhere because it helps me to show up authentically and creatively every single time I go to show up. Number 4, book yourself a branding session because the power of branding is just multiplied when you put your face on it. When you have professional brand photography, whether you are a service-based business or a product-based business, when you have professional photos, it sends this automatic signal to anyone who lands on your site, on your socials, anywhere that those photos are. And it says, this is a legit business. This is a professional business. And it's just going to build that trust automatically. In addition to that, if you work with a great brand photographer, you're also going to really be able to showcase details and the process and how you want your customers to feel, how to use your products if you're a product-based business, what to expect from working with you if you're a service-based business. You can really dive into all of that just through photography. I love doing this exercise with people where I show them literally just a grid of photos, just branding photos that I have taken like for a certain business. And I'll say, okay, with no other context, you don't know the name, you don't know what they do, you don't know anything, but you have photos. Tell me about this brand. And without fail, people will come back with the exact same answers. They will be able to tell exactly what they do, who they do it for, why they do it. They'll even get into like the vibe and the values and all of these things just by seeing photos, just by seeing this professional brand photography that it has been intentionally put together with a strong brand behind it. It is insane to me. Like I believe it and I do it and I like am a brand photographer, right? Like I do brand photography in Wisconsin, but it still blows me away every time someone looks at a set of my work and is able to tell exactly what I was going for, exactly what the brand stands for. That just like, it's so cool to me that photography can do that. Number 5 is focus on mindset. This has actually been a really big focus for me in the last year or so. I am doing some new things. As you can see, I am putting myself out there in brand new ways. And that can come with some imposter syndrome. It can come with some fear of failure. It can come with some money mindset blocks. Like it has come with a lot of things that I haven't faced for a long time. So working on your mindset in a really intentional way, using really powerful tools to be able to kind of work through those things and start to improve them, that can be the difference between not making money and making money. And I have seen this over and over again in my own business. If there is something holding me back, if there is a mindset block that's holding me back and I don't work on it, it just gets worse and worse. I make less and less money as I continue to ignore this block. But as soon as I address it, as soon as I start working on it, as soon as I start releasing it, the money starts coming back. And it is just wild that it is that powerful. Mindset truly is everything. And you can have all the strategy in the world. You can have a perfectly curated social media feed. You can have incredible email marketing. You can have all of these things. And if you do not believe in you, for whatever version of that looks like, whether that's imposter syndrome, whether that is a scarcity mindset, whatever it might be that's holding you back, it really will hold you back. You really will not show up as effectively, as well. You will not make the sales if you don't prioritize your mindset, if you don't work on those blocks that you have. Number 6, prioritize your health. Now, I touched on this a little bit earlier, but health is a huge priority for me right now because last year I ended up in the emergency room. I was not taking good care of my body. Wedding photography, which is one of my jobs, is a very physically demanding job. Sitting in front of my computer a lot is very I don't sit nicely. I'm just going to be honest. I really try. I understand ergonomics. I have a standing desk. I do things to make it easier on me, but I'm just the worst. I end up in some kind of crazy pretzel position doing something weird with my body. And then I will realize and be like, oh, okay, let me just like readjust everything and get to where I need to be. But I have been basically beating my body into oblivion until now I am having like these nervous system issues that I now have to stop. I have to pause. I have to slow down so I can take care of them because I didn't take care of my body and now she is not taking care of me. So I am working with a chiropractor. I am exercising. I'm making sure that I'm eating well because if I don't, I know what the consequences are. I know that my body won't be able to keep up with me if I don't take care of her. So prioritize your health because no matter how dedicated you are, no matter how motivated you are, your body will not keep up with you if you do not take care of it. Number 7, stop trying to do everything at once. If you set like 10 different goals for this year, you're not going to achieve them because you're going to be so overwhelmed. Your focus is going to be split. Your prioritization is going to be split. Max out at 3 goals. If you have more than 3 goals, you're going to make a little bit of progress on all of them. If you really focus hard on 1 to 3 goals, you're going to be able to make so much more progress than if you have all of these different goals. And you don't have to keep the same 1 to 3 goals through the entire year. So often we set these like big lofty goals and then that's it. We're done. That's the end. No more conversation. But the reality is we can always switch things up. We can have a certain set of goals or a single goal for one quarter and then do a different goal or set of goals the next quarter. It is absolutely fine to change things up throughout the year, especially, by the way, if it's not working for you. Try one goal, and if that doesn't feel good 3 months in, why? Maybe it wasn't aligned in the first place. Maybe you never should have been trying to achieve that goal in the first place because it wasn't aligned. Maybe it came from outside of you and you didn't realize. You hadn't connected yet that didn't come from you. Whatever it is, you can always switch things up. Number 8, understand your business strategy. Now, winging it can work when you first get started, but once you're in the stage of business where you want to grow, it's time to start using a solid business and marketing strategy, not just throwing yourself out there and getting leads where you can and charging whatever it takes to get the client. We want a solid strategy that's going to mean you know where your leads are coming from, you know what's important to them, you know that your efforts are converting to dollars in your bank account. A good business strategy is going to help you work smarter, not harder. It shouldn't be something that burns you out and makes it impossible for you to actually work in your business, work on your business. It should be something you know has a return on investment, something that you know is working, something that really helps you to grow and isn't just busy work. It's not just stuff that you're doing because you are quote unquote supposed to. I'm not talking about posting every day on social media necessarily. I'm not talking about running ads necessarily. Having a business strategy that works means knowing where your leads come from and doubling down. It means knowing who you're targeting and figuring out where they are. It doesn't mean burning yourself out, burning the candle at both ends, trying to do everything under the sun that you could possibly do for marketing. So if you are stuck here, if you don't have a business strategy that's working, if you have a business strategy but it's burning you out, business coaching can really help. It might be a solution because we can work through that. We can find the places that have become bottlenecks. We can find the places that your strategy isn't aligned with how you want to work in your business, how you want to run your business, and we can fix it. We can find solutions. We can grow together. Work on any mindset issues that might be a factor in why your business strategy isn't working, and really like nail down what is going to work for you so that your business supports your life and your life doesn't get swallowed by your business. Number 9, and I will shout this from the rooftops, I will never stop talking about it, plan and schedule your content. If you are putting out any content on social media, or you want to be putting any content out on social media, which includes, by the way, any long-form content. So if you're blogging, if you are doing YouTube videos, anything, any content that you're creating, planning and scheduling is the only way to be consistent. And I know that's a big statement, but I believe it. If you're trying to post live, if you're trying to show up at the same time every day or at different times every day, the only way to make that happen is scheduling, especially if you have a life. Like if you have other things going on, at some point you're going to be busy enough, and this is a good thing, you're going to be busy enough that you forget or that you don't have time to post live. So setting aside an hour or 2 hours or even 3 hours a week, a month, whatever it is, however often you want to schedule your content, batching that content and getting it scheduled. So all you have to do is whenever you remember, whenever you have 20 minutes, go on social media and respond to comments. That is how you stay consistent. That is how you create content successfully and consistently in a way that's intentional and that actually brings in clients, or at least serves the clients that you already have. There are tons of apps out there for scheduling content, but if you are on a limited budget, there is no reason you can't just schedule inside of whatever app you're on. Everything, at least that I know of, everything has a scheduler built in at this point. We have Meta Business Suite. We have Instagram. You can schedule Reels in there. We have Pinterest. You can schedule pins in there. You can schedule your YouTube videos. Everything is schedulable, even if you don't have an external app to do it. So make sure that you're taking advantage of that so that you're not burning yourself out. You're not self-sabotaging and keeping yourself from being consistent by just literally trying to show up live every day. We love to have, oh my gosh. Last, but certainly not least, number 10, be kind to yourself this year. As business owners, we love to set these huge, lofty goals. We love to have big dreams, and that's so good. It's so beautiful. It's a fabulous part of being an entrepreneur. But it's so easy to get lost in that, get lost in the dream, get lost in the goal. And when it's more difficult than we planned or things just aren't working the way we expected, it's so easy to be hard on yourself and think that you're the problem, that you are doing something wrong, that you aren't cut out for that. It's so easy to go in a negative direction, but any progress is progress, right? Like growth isn't linear, and you can give yourself some grace. Like give yourself a little bit of grace as you learn new things, as you try new things, as you try to set goals you've never hit before. A little self-compassion goes a long way when it comes to trying to hit goals. If you are being hard on yourself, you're going to give up. If you are hyping yourself up, you're going to keep going. And there's a lot more to it. If you need mindset support, please reach out, send me a DM, let's talk about it. But really, like just show yourself some compassion. So that's our 10 things. We're going to recap. Number 1, set clear, authentic goals. Make sure that they are coming from inside of you and not an external source. Number 2, we're going to establish some healthy boundaries. We are going to set boundaries around our life, around our business, around the times that we work, the times that we are with family. We are going to respect our energy and set those boundaries. Number 3, we are going to invest in branding. Strong brands build trust, communicate value, and it sets you apart from your competitors. So invest in your brand so that you can stand out and build trust. Number 4, book your branding photos. Professional brand photography builds trust. It helps you stand out, and it speaks to what you do, what you value, and what the experience is like. Number 5, focus on mindset, imposter syndrome, fear of failure, scarcity mindset. All of these things are things that are holding you back, and a little mindset shift can go a very long way. Number 6, prioritize your health. If you do not take care of your body will not take care of you. You will break down. You will not be able to reach your goals if you're not caring for yourself. Number 7, slow it down. Stop trying to do everything at once. Set no more than 3 goals at a time and focus really hard on those instead of splitting your focus. Number 8, understand your business strategy. Winging it might work to get started, but once you are trying to grow, you need a solid business strategy that you know works. Number 9, plan and schedule your content. If you are not scheduling out your content, you are not going to be able to stay consistent and you are going to burn out on social media. And finally, number 10, be kind to yourself. Self-compassion goes a long way, especially when things don't go as planned. Okay. Now, let's talk about next steps, because I would love to see you inside of my currently free branding class, the Intentional Brand Blueprint. I would love to teach you step by step how to create an intentional, cohesive brand that builds trust, communicates value, and sparks creativity. We're going to take the guesswork out of branding so that you can move forward with clarity and confidence. If this is something that you need, which if you do not already have an intentional brand, you absolutely do need it, go to my website, businesscoachsylvia.com/branding class. That will take you to the sign up page where you can just put in your name and email and get this incredibly valuable free class. It is only available for free through the end of March. So make sure you go and grab that so it is in your inbox and you don't have to pay for it. And if 2025 is going to be your year, if you're ready for some personalized support in building a business that works for you, that fills up your life instead of taking away from it, let's talk. I'm only taking a limited number of coaching clients this quarter, so make sure you head to the website, book your discovery call. It is completely free. We talk about where you're struggling in your business and kind of diagnose exactly what's going on so that we can create a really clear roadmap to figure out what your next steps are and how I can best support you. I really believe 2025 could be your year. And these 10 steps are going to help get you there. You have what it takes already to grow your creative business. If there is any way that I can support you, shoot me a DM at Business Coach Sylvia. I would love to talk through it. Next week on Wide Open, we are talking about 3 signs your brand is in need of a refresh. And it's going to be gold. We are talking journal prompts. We're talking examples. We're talking action steps. So don't miss this episode. Hit follow so that it pops up for you wherever you get your podcast, wherever you're listening to this. You want to make sure that you see that. So hit follow, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Wide Open. If you want more, head over to businesscoachsylvia.com/podcast for show notes and all the links and details mentioned in this episode. And if you're looking to connect with the Wide Open community more than once a week, be sure to follow along on Instagram at Business Coach Sylvia. See you next week.